to meet our promise of a Beltline for all, we are working to collect demographic and geographic information from all of our participants. This information is strictly for internal reference and research purposes, only to guide us in our outreach and public engagement efforts, and will not be distributed to any other organizations. Again, thank you for participating tonight. This is the Northside Study Group for Northwest Trail segments 3 and 4 and the Bennett Street Demo Community Meeting. I am Brittany Brewster, and I am a Community Engagement Manager for the Atlanta Beltline, Inc., or ABI, which is the organization responsible for implementing the vision of the Beltline. We have several members from the ABI team on the call tonight. Atlanta Beltline Inc. is committed to creating a culture within the organization that values and advances equity and inclusion. Part of that means representation from all of our 45 plus Beltline neighborhoods are all on our staff. Staff members participating with you tonight represent various disciplines across ABI's organization and are here to support your experience with the presentation, Q&A, and Facebook Live. All right, and so tonight, once again, we are presenting updates on the Northwest Trail segments 3 and 4 and the Bennett Street demo. Now, I'll provide you with an overview of the meeting format for tonight. It looks like we are joined by 23 attendees on the Zoom platform. We are also broadcasting live to Facebook. If you are watching on the Zoom platform or Facebook Live as an attendee, you can follow along the agenda at the top or the bottom of each slide. If you are listening by phone, I will walk you through that meeting agenda now. Our agenda tonight has opened with a welcome and meeting logistics. We will follow this with a presentation on Northwest Trail segments 3 and 4 and the Bennett Street demolition. Following these updates, we will host a Q&A to address comments and conversation. If you are an attendee, you may have noticed by now that your line is muted, and you will not be able to share your video screen during the meeting to provide the best listening experience for everyone on the line or in the room. A recording of this meeting, the presentation, and all supporting materials will be made available online at www.beltline.org/meetings. Now, before we actually jump into the presentation, I'd like to give you a sense of who the Beltline is. The vision statement: to be a catalyst for making Atlanta a global beacon for equitable, inclusive, and sustainable city life. So what that means is 22 miles of light rail transit, 1,300 acres of green space, 33 miles of multi-use trails, 5,600 units of affordable workforce housing, $10 billion in economic development, 48,000 construction jobs, and 50,000 permanent jobs, public art, environmental cleanup, and exactly what it is that we're doing here tonight, which is community engagement. So I'm sorry. I think I've said my piece. I'm going to now introduce you to the lead project manager from Northwest Trail, Mr. J.
Thank you very much, Brittany. Um, so tonight, as the title of the presentation says, that we're here to talk about segments 3 and 4, but also we're here to talk about Bennett Street demo at the same time. But in order to talk about that, what I thought we would do, because it has been a while since we've been together, is I thought I'd give you a tour of the Northwest Corridor. Um, because there's a lot of activity going on in the Northwest Corridor. And also, I'm going to go over segment by segment, and then we're going to go over it in detail. So let's just talk about the Northwest Corridor on this map that you have in front of you. And I always start going, it's just a habit. I go from west to east when we're talking about this. So the Northwest Corridor is made up of 5 segments, and a couple of the segments are subdivided into different parts, and I'll kind of explain why that is as we're going through the presentation. But if I start over on the west end of the Northwest Corridor, we start with segment 5, which basically runs from Huff Road over to through Blandtown over to English and Culpeper. That section is now open, and I hope everybody on the call that's in that area has had an opportunity to ride that section. It's fantastic. We're glad that that one is open. And then we move over, as we move towards the east, we go to segment 4. And segment 4 is subdivided into two pieces, 4A and 4B. And today under construction is 4A, and 4B is soon to come. It's shovel ready, and I've got some more detail on the schedule there. One of the reasons that we subdivided segment 4 into two pieces was a lot of the time when we would go out to the contractor community, they express interest in wanting to do our work, but these segments, the dollar volume value was too high. So we felt like that we would bring more people into being able to bid on this work by subdividing some of the segments. Also, 4A was a natural break because it goes from the English Culpeper intersection over to Howe Mill, which is a nice spot to stop. And then 4B is from Howe Mill down to the bottom of the road at Traybert, where the Monday Night Brewery, the Grove, is, for those of you that are in that area. Next segment is 3. And so 3 is also subdivided as in 3A and 3B. 3A is complete, and 3B is now under construction as of yesterday, or I'm sorry, Monday of this week. And so we have actually started construction. I'll show you some things. It's a they're not too exciting pictures yet because we're just getting started. 3A was through 1500 Northside Drive, which got us over to Northside Drive there, and then 3B goes from Northside Drive over to Ardmore Park. So 3B is a long section and very complicated, and we're going to go over that in some more detail. Then you jump up and you have the section in green there in the middle. That's an existing trail that's Beltline branded that the path did many years ago. That is obviously open for construction. Then you jump over to segment 2, and that's divided into 3 sections, 2A, 2B, and 2C. 2A is essentially from Bobby Jones through Bennett Street. 2B is the small section as it goes underneath Peachtree Street. And then 2C is on Peachtree Park Drive. That section was also subdivided so that it allowed smaller contractors to bid on our work. But also, we felt like because of 2B being tied to the GDOT bridge replacement at Peachtree Street, it allowed us to take an advantage of 2A and 2C and get those built before we have to wait for GDOT to finish the bridge. And then finally, we have segment 1 of the Northwest Corridor, and the segment 1 Northwest Corridor is from Peachtree Park Drive through Peachtree Park Apartments, crossing Peachtree Creek, and then going over to Peachtree Hills in Kinsey Court. Next slide, please. So this has got a lot of detail here, and I really hate slides that have all text, but this was the easiest way for me to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and give you schedule updates on all the sections that we have, because this is, while it's kind of a burdensome slide, it also is very informative. So again, segment 5 is that section over there from Huff Road over to English. That section is complete and up and running. Segment 4A, and that one runs from English and Culpeper over to through Blandtown over to Howe Mill. That is under construction with a completion date of August of 2027. Segment 4B is shovel ready with a bid date scheduled for Q4 of this year. That is the Traybert, along the Traybert side of that section. 3A is complete, which is at 1500 Northside Drive, Myers Carpet. 3B is now under construction with a completion date of December of 2028. That one's going to create a lot of have to have a lot of patience because It's going to take us a while to get this one finished, but it has a big bridge over Northside Drive. We're going through Atlanta Technology Center. We go underneath 75, and then we go through a concrete culvert back there at 26th Street. It is a very complicated section, probably the second hardest section in the 22 miles. 2A is the stuff over there at Bobby Jones to Bennett Street, which is shovel ready, and construction will be starting. We've already have a contractor, or we have bid openings on Tuesday next week. So we project that we'll be starting construction in September of this year. 2B is shovel ready. However, that one's tied to the Peachtree Bridge at GDOT, Peachtree Bridge replacement up there at Peachtree Street. So construction will start January 2029, which is tied to that schedule. 2C is along Peachtree Park Drive. It's shovel ready with a bid date of Q3 2026. So that's coming up quick. Segment 2 also has something that we'll talk about here at the end of the presentation, which is the demolition of some existing buildings on Bennett Street. And then segment 1 is under construction with a completion date of June of 2028. And we'll get into that a little bit later as well. Next slide, please. So the first one we want to talk about, we're going to go over the ones that are under construction because I know everybody likes to see the construction photos. So we're going to go over segment 4A first, which is under construction with a completion date of August of 2027. This goes from the through Blandtown. It comes out of English Street, and it comes across, and it goes to the north side of the waterworks, and it ends at the Howe Mill intersection. Next slide, please. So as you can see, even though we have a completion date of August of next year, there is actually a significant amount of trail already poured on this section. And what you're seeing in these two images is the section over on the what I call the west side of the CSX tracks, which is the Blandtown side of the corridor. We've almost connected English all the way up to Boyd. And what we're hoping to be able to do is, and that's what these two images are. This is the English to Boyd section. And what we're hoping to be able to do is open up this block of trail. It's a short little section. But if it's open, I mean, if it's done and we've got the cameras on lights and everything ready, we're going to go ahead and open it. And we hope that this little section here will be open here in the next month to 45 days. Next slide, please. So once you cross over Boyd, what we have to be able to do, and this is the image on the left-hand side, what we have to be able to do is we have to start elevating the trail in order to get up and over the top of the CSX rail line. So what you're seeing in this image is the columns that are already in place. This image is actually a little dated because the columns are now exposed. They have all the formwork off. And we have to put steel on top of these, and then the bridge that crosses over the CSX rail line will go off the two columns in the background and connect over to the dam at the waterworks. The image on the right is over actually at the waterworks. If you look at that image, on the right-hand side is the dam structure for the reservoir. We've already got the trail poured. You wouldn't know that because it's all in secured areas inside the City of Atlanta Public Works area back there. The dam is on the right and Fleet Service is on the left. And so we've already made progress on this side of the trail as well. Next slide, please. And then this is one final image of the 4A section. This is when you come out of Northwest 5 at English, and then you start up the hill to get to Boyd. You can see that the walls are finished. The wall in the background actually already has stone on it now. Rails are up. Light poles and cameras are installed. So we're very close to doing fine grading and finishing up the trail. We'll having this cleaned up. And this is the section I was saying that we're hoping to open up here in the next 30 to 45 days. Next slide, please. All right, we're going to jump over to 3B. 3B again it comes out of it's on the west side of Northside Drive. We cross over Northside Drive with a long truss bridge, and we end up near Northside Circle. We spin down, we cross through the Atlanta Technology Center, go underneath 75, parallel 75 going east until we hit the culvert, and then we go in the culvert till we get up to the green area, which is Ardmore Park. Next slide, please. These are just some quick images of what I took yesterday. We're in the ATC area right now, the Atlanta Technology Center. We're doing what you're seeing in these images is we're starting to do traffic control, and we're starting to do investigation, making sure that we see all the utilities before we get in here and start digging. Silt fences started up today, and you'll start to see, if you live in this area on Northside, you'll start to see the people coming to take down trees for the trail will start next week. Next slide, please. All right, now we're moving to segment 1, which is another segment that's under construction. Again, this is that segment that runs from the bottom of the hill at Peachtree Park Drive. I call this the tale of two sections because it has the section that runs through Peachtree Park Apartments, which is on the left. It crosses over the creek, and then you have the section in Peachtree Hills over to Kinsey Court on the other side of the creek, on the north side of the creek. The section that runs through the apartment complex is complete. And we're working on the section that crosses over the bridge and into Kinsey Court. That's currently under construction with a completion date of June of 2028. Next slide, please. So some of these are the images that were actually recently taken as of the last 48 hours. The trail, this is the trail as it moves through Peachtree Park Apartments, an incredibly difficult section to get coordinated, but the people at Peachtree Park Apartments were incredible to work with. But we put in the trail here. It's all landscape. The lights and cameras are working. So it's a small section that connects back to Peachtree Creek. This is open for use. Next slide, please. So this is the section where we built. The one on the left parallels the apartment complex driveway as it goes end to end. And again, to get this in, they really stepped up, and we owe them a lot of gratitude for the residents and the apartment complex owners for allowing us to do this. And then it passes through a really tight section back here that goes between the existing parking or the existing apartments as well as a new wall. Next slide, please. So one of the reasons, and I'm sure that there are people on this call that are over in Peachtree Hills and they've seen the work not progress very much in this area lately. And one of the reasons is that when we put the bridge up, we built the bridge and then we poured the deck, and the bridge did not perform the way that we wanted it to perform or the way it was designed to perform. And through a forensic analysis of what happened, we have made the determination that that bridge that is currently up there, we've already dismantled about half of it. We're going to take the rest of it down and rebuild the bridge, and using all brand new materials. And we have hired a engineering firm that specializes in these cable bridges to do this work with us. And we should be back under construction. We're going to dismantle it starting in August. It should be completely dismantled by November. And at that time, we'll be rebuilding the bridge. We can't unfortunately build the elevated section that runs over to Kinsey Court till the bridge is in place. Because we have to get to the bridge. That's one of the reasons why the completion date has pushed out. I do want to mention, however, though, that the June 2028 date does kind of marry a little bit better with the Northeast 3 section that's out for bid now. So hopefully things will start to align there. I still think that this section will finish before Northeast 3, but that's one of the reasons why we are where we are. Next slide, please. Okay, and then finally, we're going to jump back to segment 2, but we're going to talk about Bennett Street demo. So you probably know, or maybe you don't know, that Atlanta Beltline bought large parcels here on Bennett Street over the last 12 months. And what we're planning on doing is that the buildings, the nightclub is up there on Peachtree Street, and there are several more buildings back here. I think a total of 6. We're planning on demolishing those buildings. They've become a public nuisance. We've had, we want to clean this area up for the businesses that are at the back of Bennett Street, as well as all the neighbors. So our intent is to start demo of this in September of 2026. And it'll take us about 120 days of duration to demolish these buildings. The intent is to demolish them and get them to a point where the sites are clean and graded. The other component of this too is that GDOT needs the land where the nightclub sits in order to stage the bridge replacement at Peachtree Street. So we need to get that building out of their way as well. The hours of work will be 7 to 6, and that's based on City of Atlanta construction noise ordinance. 8 to 6 on Saturdays. They have, our contractors. We're in the process of, we've already bid this work. We've selected our contractors. We're finishing up the paperwork. I don't anticipate we'll be working on Saturdays, but I just wanted to put that in there. Also, I want to make it perfectly clear that as we do the demolition of these buildings, we're going to maintain access from Peachtree Street back to the businesses that are going to remain open at the back of this Bennett Street area. So please don't worry that these buildings, that this is progress, but we are going to maintain your access. Next slide, please. So this, I believe, is my last slide, and one of the things that we're doing is, I think I mentioned earlier that 2A, the 2A section, which is the Bobby Jones up to Bennett Street, is out for bid, and the bid opening is next week. We plan on starting that section in September. That's the piece in yellow over here on the left-hand side. We recognize that if we just built this section and we got it to the point of being to where I'm indicating where the yellow is, that we would have people still trying to get to the other side of Peachtree Street. So what we're going to be doing is, while GDOT is working on the bridge for the next 2.5 years, what we're going to do is we're going to realign Bennett Street with Peachtree Park Drive and build in a pedestrian sequence into that light, and then create a side path that takes you up to Peachtree Street with a little plaza on the corner, and so that you can cross over Peachtree Street and then come back down and connect to 2C, because we have to make that connection for the next 2.5 years. Ultimately, we're still planning to go south at the end of the yellow and cross under Peachtree Street. That will be the permanent condition, but in the interim condition, we need to make the connection across Peachtree Street, because we just feel like that we have to make that a safe connection, because people will want to use that. I believe that is my last slide.
Yes, I think so as well. Thank you, Jay. You provided such clarity with your updates tonight. So definitely thank you. And guys, we've got to the great portion of tonight's meeting. It's time for Q&A. So as stated at the beginning of the meeting, we will answer as many live questions about the Northwest Trail as time permits. Questions and comments can be typed or verbally expressed by raising your hand. Our audience is made up of Zoom Online, Facebook, and our phone attendees. Let's briefly review how we can all contribute to tonight's conversation. If you would like to speak, I'm sorry, this is for the phone attendees. If you would like to speak, press star 9 on the telephone keypad to raise your hand. When the discussion begins, and a member from our team, most likely me, will acknowledge your line and tell you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. For the online attendees, you can submit a response at any time in the Q&A. In addition, you can upvote a response by clicking the thumbs up icon. The raise your hand feature is also available to the Zoom participants. However, we are prioritizing our phone attendees. And last but not least, Facebook Live attendees, please feel free to participate in the comment section and we will address your questions as well. All right, so we've got two questions already. One from Mr. Jake. The intersection of Northside and Darien is quite busy and chaotic. How are you dealing with this given that it is crossing on the Beltline?
Well, Jake, the good news is that that is not going to be a crossing for the Beltline. The main line trail will come out of 1500 Northside Drive, and it's going to go north, and then it crosses Northside Drive actually on a bridge condition. It's not an at grade crossing. So we looked at an at grade crossing in this location, and it's unlike any other crossing that we deal with because of the speed of cars and whatnot. We just didn't feel comfortable, so we are definitely not doing an at grade crossing. You'll come out of the driveway at 1500 Northside Drive, go north to just before the solid waste driveway, and then it crosses diagonally across Northside Drive and comes down at the corner of Northside Circle and Northside. So I can also tell you that GDOT is still in the process of doing intersection improvements at that intersection. And hopefully they're out. I know that they've added crosswalks on all four sides now at our request. And they are also working on the light sequencing there because you still will, if you're coming from that side of the street on the east side, you still have to cross to get over to the Beltline. Hopefully the end result of the GDOT work will be better.
All right, Jay, you know not to go anywhere, right?
Yeah. I figured.
Susanna, great update. Thank you. Yes, Susanna, I thought so as well. Any new details on how the bridge will be oriented for the Northside Drive crossing? Thanks.
Yeah, it goes from, if you're out there, it goes from just south of the solid waste facility at 1575, I believe, 1545. Just south of their driveway, diagonal across Northside, and lands right there by the sign that says Renew, which is on the north side of Northside Circle and Northside Drive. And then it'll spin down and start heading towards Atlanta Technology Center. All right.
Thank you. One of the questions I had already typed in because I thought the young lady was referring to the actual presentation, but if someone could drop the trail maps in the actual chat box, our team member just posted it in our chat. If you could do so to make sure that she has her question well addressed, please. All right, from Bill. When will the existing Northwest Beltline Trail at Tanyard Creek, Bobby Jones Golf Club be brought up to the Beltline? Standards, lights, camera, trail clearing, widening. Thanks.
Bill, what I can tell you is that is on the list. I just don't have timing on that piece. But I think that there'll be more updates later on that, but I have seen that on the overall list to be completed by 2030.
Hey, Brittany,
Yes.
just so the individual knows, we are planning to hire a designer later this year, Exactly when, I'm not sure. So we'll move through design, through community engagement, and then move into construction, as Jay said, at some point in the future.
Okay, thank you for that addition, Kevin. Looks like we have a phone attendee. So, Mr. Ron, I am going to allow you to speak. Go ahead.
Great. Hi, good evening. Ron Grunwald, Loring Heights. I'm the neighborhood president. And I know most, if not all of you, know me. I have a variety of questions, and some of them may not be may involve maybe a off camera or kind of a further discussion. But one of the first things that come to mind is the construction coordination over the next 2-3 years with our neighborhood, just getting information ahead of time about traffic issues, construction issues, and just information that we could get to our members here about, especially with the bridge coming across Northside Drive. That's one. And if you just want me to pause after each question, I can, or I could just go ahead and ask them all if you'd like. Your choice.
I think I'm good with answering them as you say them, because I'll
Okay.
forget what you
Yeah.
ask if I don't do
So
that.
so will I, Jay.
Thanks.
Um,
So I can tell you, Ron, one of the things that we're having to deal with on the Northwest Quarter in that particular section is I am communicating with the property owners continuously, hey, this is what's coming up and all that stuff. So what I will do is I think you have my contact information. If you want to send me your stuff, what I can do is I can feed you information as I get it. I have
Right.
no issue with that, especially those big moves that you're talking about. But we can keep you in the loop 100%.
Right. So you would be the point of contact, correct?
That's correct. I
Okay.
am running, not only do I oversee the Northwest Corridor, but specifically I'm working on 3B and 2A.
Okay. That's great. My second question is, I know some of our neighbors have businesses along Traber, and they're concerned, and I'm certain that you'll be coordinating with them directly. I hope the business owners, not just the landlords, but they're concerned about parking and their businesses as the construction happens along Traber, and what happens. Maybe you could answer that, Jay.
Sure. So when we first started looking at the Traybird section, we met with the business owners, not the, like you said, not the landlords, but the tenants. We walked tenant to tenant out there,
Right.
and originally what we looked at doing was actually putting. Uh, we talked about not getting on Watershed's property and taking away the parallel parking spaces along Traybird, um, based on their concerns. We rethought that, and we're keeping all of the parallel spaces. Just so you know, we're keeping all the parallel spaces that currently exist on the north side of Traybert.
Right.
We are not the ad hoc spaces that are currently being parked on the south side of Traybert.
Yes.
We're not having those. That road is not wide enough for that.
Right. And I
We're-
think that's understood. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. But just logistically, like traffic control, I'm not sure what you have in place. And again, I can talk offline with you about that. Just a little more as my neighbors' concerns come up. But
yep.
we're just curious about that, especially with Monday night has become a pretty popular place, and the traffic down there and the parking and everything um, is causing a little angst for the construction portion.
That's understandable, and I'd be happy to follow up with you on that because a lot of that stuff is translated during our walkthroughs with the contractors before we even bid a project, and I've already put that on my list as something to discuss with them that those parking spaces have to stay open.
Right. My
Yeah,
third.
and I want
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, yeah. So I just want to interject. We do have a limited time, Mr. Ron, and so we're going to make sure you and Jay have each other's contact. But if time permits too, I'd ask you to hop right back on here and ask your questions again. But I just want to make sure I give everyone the fair
And
opportunity to ask
Brittany,
questions
I,
tonight.
I, I totally understand, and that's fine. And what I can do, Jay, if you're open to this, if I could just maybe list out my questions and concerns, and just maybe if you could give me feedback on that offline again after this meeting, I'd appreciate it. And thank you all. We're very excited that that things are really moving forward here. Thank you.
No, thank you. That's what we're here for. All right. From Mr. Jason, what is the planned timeline for what the parcels will become that are being demoed around Bennett Street?
I can get that one started, Jay, unless you have something else.
Sounds good. You go for
Okay.
it.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, this is really exciting. This kind of tees up a little bit. Our next slide is we're announcing that we are doing the sub area 7 master plan. I know this kind of tag teams into Mary's question as well. So this is the final sub area master plan. It was originally adopted in 2009, and we're really excited to update it. As part of this process, we are going to be looking at ABI owned property in the area and doing some really high level community visioning into what they want to see in these Bennett Street properties. So that we don't have that'll be like the first step of it. And that timeline will be rolling out more details later on, but we're going to be launching that community engagement later this year. We're going to be building a technical stakeholder team and a stakeholder team as well in the interim time. But hopefully that answers your question there.
Thank you, Sam. Did we save you time for coming up next, or you still got to come?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. All right. Next question is from Miss Mary, and she's got a three-part question. So I'll take it as it comes in. So for Section 2B demolition, she wants to know essentially what that process is, Jay. She wants to know, will it be loud? Will there be any explosive used? For Section 2A, when and how long would the Colonial Homes Drive Delwood intersection be closed to? What does that traffic plan look like? As far as pedestrian access to the existing connector trail around the golf course, that part is parallel to Colonial Homes Drive and then the crossing at Peachtree. And Jay, you tell me if you want me to stop there and then we'll address her last question.
Yeah, let me get those two real quick. On the demolition, we will not be using any explosives, and I anticipate the noise level to be no more or no less than what is typically on a construction site. We'll be knocking these buildings down using excavators, etc. These are not these buildings, some of those look like a stiff wind would get them. So I don't anticipate this being a long drawn out process. And it'll just be the sound of construction. So no explosives. And then on 2A, there will be no closing of the Delwood intersection, the Colonial Homes Delwood intersection. The contractors actually asked that question during our bid process, and we've made it clear that the work that we're doing in that, or the drives that they're going to remain open. The roads will be remaining open. Now there may be a day close, or a couple hours closed while we're pouring concrete, but the fortunate thing is that we're coming to the end of 22 miles, so we know how to make that work, where you pour half the intersection one day and half the intersection the next day. So there is no road closures planned. And then pedestrian access, we haven't gotten into that yet as far as detail goes. But if it's like some of the other sections I've worked on, what we would end up doing is doing a temporary side path of, whether it's a mulch path or whatever, that goes around the construction area that allows that continuous crossing. We'll get into that more. But I appreciate you asking that question, because it puts the bug in my ear to think about that instead of just closing it. And I will say that you probably saw, Mary, in the one slide, we're anticipating that this is a 12-month schedule. This is not a long piece. an overly complicated piece. We're anticipating this being, so we're going to get in here and get back out again. I'll take the next one if there's another one.
Yeah, there is, but it looks like I'm gonna need Sam to tag team back up with that because she kind of addresses sub area 7 master plan and what the plan is too. Um, Essentially, Section 2B, will any redevelopment of the properties that ABI brought happen before the 2030 completion date of the trail? When will the community engagement happen on the redevelopment plans? Now, the following the 2009 Sub-Area 7 Master Plan, or does it need to be updated? So Miss Mary Sam is actually going to touch bases on what ABI's plan is for the Sub-Area Master 7, and then Jay, please piggyback off her if you need to.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are great questions. Since the housing and development team, they're more responsible for the redevelopment of these properties. So they're doing others along the Beltline corridor. They're not represented on this call, so I don't want to misspeak on the exact dates, but what I can speak to is the sub area 7 master plan update. So as I just mentioned, we officially are under contract with our consultant team, and we're really excited to be rolling it out later this year. So that's when that community engagement will start, and that's going to be a main topic of conversation is that Bennett Street property and getting and doing a lot of community engagement around that topic as well. So hopefully that helps answer those questions, and it'll be more of a deep dive later on. And Nathan, I see you come off camera if you want to add anything as well.
Yeah, so what Sam is talking about is, of course, setting the stage within the broader context of Sub-Area 7, understanding the importance of this site. But any additional master planning work that comes behind that, and I don't have a timeline on that, would be, the full-on community engagement outreach strategies that we've deployed, excuse me, on some of our other large sites like Murphy Crossing, over there at Pittsburgh Yards, and over on the west side on Chapel Road. So it's going to be continuous conversation as we work to eventually redevelop that site.
Yeah, that's a great add to just like reframing that with the sub area 7 piece. The goal is to keep it really high level and high level concepts of that space. And then our housing and development team will take it a lot deeper. That's a great point, Nathan. Thanks.
All right, this one's from Camille. I saw renderings of a green space near 3A and 3B a while back. Is that still an intended change? If so, will additional parking be added?
Okay, can you pan to that one because I want to read it? I don't. The next one I have is from Catherine Montgomery.
Yeah, I mixed it up a bit to give someone else an opportunity, so I scrolled down
Oh,
to the bottom.
let me.
So it's the very
Which
last
one?
question,
Okay.
Camille.
I saw renderings of a green space near 3A and 3B a while back. Is that still an intended change? I don't know where that would be, to be honest with you. If it is, I don't see that that is not in the plans. I mean, there, yeah, I don't. There's nothing on 3A or 3B that has a large or a decent sized green space. I will tell you that the spin down area I talk about north of that's north of Northside Circle is a green area. But that I can't think of an area. And no additional parking. We don't add parking when we're doing the belt line. It's kind of the antithesis of what we're trying to achieve. So there will be none there.
Okay, Jay, so stay with me down there. We're going to answer Jason's questions. Are there any plans or renderings on what the trail crossing under 75 will look like?
Yeah, there is. I think if what we can do is if that question is asked and I'm not going to be able to answer that, but I can when we start to produce the answers to questions we don't get to, I can attach a rendering of what that looks like because
Sounds
we do
good.
have it. We do have
Okay.
it.
Yeah, so I'll leave that one open so that we can address that one after the presentation concludes. From Bruce, kudos to the plan to provide a temporary crossing at Peachtree and Bennett. awaiting GDOT bridge construction. Brilliant, much appreciated. I guess that was just a shout out. Um, okay. All right. Miss Catherine Montgomery, we're back at you. Where Section 3B is being built along the concrete channel of Tanyard Creek, there are significant cracks and gaps in that channel. Is the Beltline working with watershed management to have the channel repaired before the trail is constructed?
We're actually going to be doing it. We're right now, I have in the budget a certain percentage of the channel being replaced, uh, mainly for if we damage it. But the intent is to leave it better than we find it. And I suspect that the areas that you're talking about, while I can't promise you all of the pieces and parts will be fixed, I know what you're talking about, and I think that you will be pleased when we finish. That's how I could answer that one. And with regards to watershed management, yes, they have been, they have to approve all of our drawings. Everything, they're part of the permit process, and watershed has been an integral part of that particular piece.
Okay. I think I've addressed this
I think we
question.
we did Mary's,
That,
yeah.
yeah, so Mary's question about Tanyard Creek section, and Kevin's reference to um hiring, I think, a designer or a consultant.
Right.
Yes, we would have community engagement centered around that process.
That is correct. Thank you. From Jim, will Bennett Street eventually become a major trailhead? How do we answer that?
I mean, I think I can answer that question that, even back 4 years ago when we were doing all of the studies for the Northwest Corridor, I think Bennett Street and Peachtree Street were recognized as being an important connection piece to the hospital, Shepherd Center, the businesses, the neighbors, all of that. So while I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a major trailhead, I think what we will be doing is that it's taking special attention um, to make sure that the trail works very nicely with Peachtree Street and Bennett Street at that location. Well, I'd like to be able to tell you more about that connection, but you can imagine, because we don't know exactly what's happening at the Bennett Street parcels yet, um, as well as on the other side with Fresh Market, that is going to evolve. But I see that as being an extremely important piece to the puzzle, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing this interim condition, because we just can't leave it without that connection, even in an interim in that interim space.
Okay. We have one from Scott. For those of us who live on Whitehall Court near the railroad and interstate, what is the plan for privacy and noise prevention from the elevated path that will go under I-75? It's from the bottom, Jay. I'm feel if you were
Yeah,
looking at
no,
it.
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I mean, I would say I'd have to figure out where Walt Hall Street Court is, um, to be able to answer that. But I I don't really know of. I mean, we've done the trail, and there's just not a lot of noise associated with the trail. So let's leave that one open so I can exactly see where it is that we're talking about, and I will get back with Scott on it.
That sounds good. Thank you. I'm gonna, okay, so we can address this one. All right. I know my colleague wants to tackle Mary's question. Section 2B again. You didn't answer the timing question regarding the new buildings, when the new buildings would be built. Should the expectation be that it won't happen until after 2030?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up again, Mary. I think Sam talked about, of course, the sub-area 7 piece to that. And what would be to follow would be the master planning process. But as Sam mentioned, we actually don't have our housing and development team on the line. And so I'm not myself familiar with what that timeline would be, so I could not speculate whether or not it would happen before or after 2030. Happy if you want to send a follow-up email in the engage inbox. If we have a timeline, we can certainly provide that to you from our housing and policy team.
Nathan, I can also say to put a little more context to that as well. As I said during the presentation, that GDOT is using our land over in that area south of Bennett Street for laydown area and construction purposes for that bridge. And the GDOT schedule for that bridge goes out to the middle of 2029. So that might give you also a clue as to kind of like timing.
Yeah, so that sounds unlikely, although sometimes we do phase our developments too. So
Yeah.
that's good context, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you both. Okay, let's see where we are. Looks like we have a last one from Todd Mitchell. Going forward, 3D maps with street labels would be very welcome. This is a recommendation. And let's see, from Catherine, the current Northside Trail has provided access to the railroad corridor, which has created a significant homeless encampment problem. Will the new trail that comes under I-75 have fencing to prevent trail users from accessing the railroad corridor and wooded area?
It is not planned to have fencing, but I will tell you, Catherine, that I have finished a couple of projects with a condition very similar to what you're describing. And what I can tell you is when the Beltline goes in, that the activity and the eyes and the people that tends to move people along, that they want to be in a place where they can find peace. And in areas that had significant homeless camps on previous projects I've worked on, that has become no longer a problem.
And I'll just add to that, right? So we have an asset management department that frequently works with PAD Atlanta that assists folks with mental health issues in addition to homelessness. And so they actively work together to make sure that we find appropriate accommodations for folks that are experiencing homelessness. But not only that, we also have our Beltline ambassadors on the trail to kind of help identify things that are out of the ordinary to help assist with incidents. So you can always report something to them. And Bryson is on the line if you want to speak to how council handles issues such as encampments and things of that nature, and how the public should regularly reach out to their neighboring city council member to assist.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great resources. Hi, everybody. My name is Bryson Levisay. I'm on the government affairs team for the Beltline team, and definitely encourage folks to reach out to your city council member. I think for this segment, you're split between Councilmember Dustin Hillis and Councilmember Mary Norwood on the northern end of these sort of trail segments we're discussing. But the city has great resources, and we do regular coordination with a lot of their folks. So, I think we always appreciate the feedback and the noticing from neighbors of where long-term encampments are, where folks might need some help for our coordination, but always encourage folks to reach out to their council member in the city to help that as well.
Absolutely. And Miss Catherine, looks like you've got an ally that's willing to help you. Miss Mary said, appreciate your comments to the homelessness question. Catherine and I can give you direct feedback on what doesn't work. Thank you. And as of now, it just looks like we've got two questions, but these were the two questions I was asked to leave open so that our project managers can effectively address them. And we are
Brittany,
here.
one
Uh-huh.
last thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. This is actually a perfect slide. if anybody has any comments or concerns as we start the demo project, any of the business owners, any of the neighbors, as we start the demo project, that's my contact information. I'm going to be working on that as well. So please reach out to me and we can address those if they come up, whether it's access, whether it's whatever you need, you can find me.
And you can find all of us. We are all a resource. As you see, we all kind of played upon each other's answer tonight, just to let you know that we are truly a village and look forward to helping you in any way that we can. So, of course, that's Jay's information. The other project manager attached to this great project is Nancy. And then I'm also listed for the community engagement contact. But also, let us know how we did tonight. We're doing this new thing where we're tracking to make sure that we're meeting your expectations. So please feel free to scan the QR code and let us know exactly your thoughts. I'm gonna leave that up for a minute, but otherwise, we look forward to seeing you on the trail and have a great weekend.